off my lawn!
Hello everybody, welcome to the Ewe So Silly Farmstead. I'm Dan. In today's edition, we're going to be trying a new project that I hope to do several segments of, called Farm Tales with Peepaw. These are basically adventures and memories of my dad, Daniel Eugene Heilman. He was born in 1948 and raised on a farm in Indiana, and these are his parents, Robert and Dolores Heilman. So, these are his tales, Farm Tales with Peepaw. Sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee or tea, and enjoy some stories of a time gone by.
House there at our farm, and Grandpa, well, we had a lot of rain this particular season, and it had just rained and rained, about like you seen here not too long ago. We had a lot of rain, and the rain just kept coming. It just seemed like it was never going to stop. And all of a sudden, the cement floor, of course it was bad anyway, it was an old floor, and all of a sudden Grandpa heard these screaming, and what had happened, the hogs that were staying in there at the time, they had fell through the floor, and because it had broken down, and they fell through the floor. And of course, hogs can't swim. There's no way they can swim because they're too big and too heavy. And anyway, they fell through the floor, and we lost probably about a third of them or more because it just kind of caved in. And Grandpa, of course, he ran out there, but it wasn't nothing he could do for the third of them. But
Well, that's where the camera went. I see you took it. You're telling stories again.
That's right, buddy.
You think these people want to listen to you?
Probably not, but they got to, whether they want to or not. I guess they can shut me off anytime.
No, it's probably still going. What you telling stories about today, old timer?
Well, I was getting ready to tell the story about the tornado that came through.
Tornado came through?
Yeah, came through there, our house.
Hi, everyone.
And I remember the tornado, and your grandma, she says, Dad.
Grandma was a tornado?
Yeah, she was a tornado. And the kids, and I remember this particular day, and we were out playing in the woodshed. We had what they call a woodshed, not a garage.
Did Grandpa take you out the woodshed a lot, did he?
No, not Grandpa.
Oh, okay.
Grandma did.
That yeah. I can believe, yeah.
Anybody got any paddling, it was done by Grandma, mostly generally. Now, Grandpa did one time, he paddled me. He said, I said, what'd you do that for? And he says, well, because you deserved it. And I said, well, I already got my paddling at school, which they used to paddle us at school, see, back then.
Yeah.
And he...
should bring that back, but that's just my opinion.
He said, you know what? If you get a paddling at school, you're going to get one here too.
Yeah.
Because he thinks like he said, you deserve it.
Yeah.
Because, and I'm not going to let you get away with it. And of course, most of the principals and all them back, they were big dudes. They're great big guys. And I remember them paddling me they got me a few times. But anyway, I remember I got paddling. But this particular day, it was a storm came up, and it was a tornado coming our way. And Grandma, it'd be your grandma. Anyway, my mom, she says, okay, kids, head for the basement, which we didn't have a very big basement, but we had big enough to get us all down there.
Now, is this at the farm that I knew, or was this at Great-Grandma and Grandpa's place?
This was the one that he farmed with Grandpa.
All right, the old Ingalls place then.
Old Ingalls place.
Not
right. And he...
not Laura Ingalls, but a different...
They might have been related.
They might have been.
Know. But anyway, I remember we all headed to the basement, and we were down there in the basement, and we could hear this roar, like roaring, I mean, it was roaring. You could hear it down in the basement. And Grandma, of course, she come down last. She made sure all of us was down in there and everything. And I remember it happened, and finally everything got quiet, and it just kind of went away, you know, it had passed over. And I said to Grandma, or Mom, I said, Mom, I said, can we go up there yet? And she says, well, let me look. And she looked out the door, and sure enough, there was some damage, but it wasn't a lot of damage. Anyway, he says, well, Grandma says, my mom, she says, yeah, you can come up, it's all clear. And the shed, we had a shed, a wood shed, what they called a wood shed. It wasn't a garage like they have today, but we had an old wood shed. And I remember it had taken off part of that corner of the garage, of the wood shed, plus it had taken off a corner of our porch, which we had an enclosed porch, and it had taken it off. But it didn't get to the house, which was a blessing in itself. And everything kind of simmered down then.